Who knows what call is Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time? What business hours is that? Anybody know? Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. What call do we hold every single week? The leadership call. Yep, the one mission mentorship call. Okay. So when I have a new person that comes into the business, I tell them, hey, listen, you are your own boss here. You literally make your own schedule. You work with who you want. You are able to do whatever you want, right? You run your own business, but I make sure to let the new person know we have business hours though. And during these business hours, do not book other calls over it, right? You need to prioritize these calls. They're not mandatory, like you're not going to get kicked out or anything like that or fired, but your odds of success dramatically decrease. Right. So it's your job as a leader to tell your new people, tell your organization, these are the business hours. Okay. But Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Central Time, we have the one mission mentorship call. Excuse me. And then we also have this call right here, Saturday, every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me 1 second. All right. We're going to go ahead and switch gears, though. I want to have an individual who's super close to me come up on this call. Okay. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, we were up till 2 a.m. Central Time, just pushing and pushing and pushing. Literally down to the last like 3 minutes of the night, right? If you guys don't know, the month ends at 2 a.m. Central Time, right? So it was March 1st at 2 a.m. Central Time. When February actually ended according to the back office. But this individual, guys, we I believe it was 4 years ago, right? I've been doing this business, by the way, for 7 years full time now. About 4 years ago, I had this individual reach out to me on Snapchat, right? You guys ever quick added someone on Snapchat and it's 9 times out of 10 just straight weirdos, right? Well, I was sitting there quick adding people because I was trying to build my business, right? And I was like, who cares, right? So I ended up quick adding this person and they were like 17, 18 years old at the time. And they one day just reached out to me and were like, hey, Josh, I know we don't know each other, but I would love to get on a call together. And immediately I was like, yeah, dude, awesome. Let's get on a call, right? I remember we got on a Snapchat video call. I was driving home from the grocery store, and this individual just looked at me and was like, "Yo, man, I see what you're doing. I see, the movement that's being created, and I've always been interested in trading. I've always been interested in building a business, and you look like you understand, a good roadmap on how to become successful, right?" So, me and this individual locked arms 4 years ago. I think he was 17, 18 years old. And, you know, it's been a crazy journey working with this person, to watch them come into the industry with absolutely like no knowledge, no previous knowledge of trading, no previous knowledge of, leadership, right? Completely brand new to the industry, to watch what he's been able to accomplish today. And so I'm super, super grateful for this person. This is an absolutely huge announcement, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly show you guys who we are about to be announcing real quick. Guys, I want you to blow the chat up for Tipa Gyeltsin for hitting the rank 50K. Absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. This is an average of $12,000 a month on a monthly basis that he's been able to accomplish right out of here in Minnesota. We got a Midwest boy going crazy, right? He has a complete USA based team. And I'm not sitting here saying that the US is the hardest economy to build at all whatsoever, but I'll tell you what, the trials and tribulations that he had to go through to get to this rank is absolutely beautiful, guys. I've watched him turn into the person he had to become in order to get this done. And so I couldn't be more proud, more grateful for this individual. He's been there through thick and thin, through all the great times, all the bad times. He stuck through it. And so, today we want to give him his flowers, guys. We want to have him come up and share a little bit about his journey, his experience. It's not going to be too long, guys, but he is going to be hosting the One Mission Mentorship Call on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So, with that being said, everyone drop, excuse me, some fires in the chat for Tipa for hitting the rank of 50K. Absolutely insane, man. This is top 1% of this entire industry. top 1% of this entire industry that Tippa was able to go out and crush, man. So I'm super grateful for you, man. You're an absolute beast. It's crazy to think about where a quick ad on Snapchat can go through, right? It's unbelievable, man. So I'll go ahead and give you the spotlight, man, and just, the floor is yours.
I appreciate that. Here, can you guys hear me? See me? All
Yes,
good?
sir.
Cool. Let's get it. Well, I appreciate that intro. Josh, I mean, guys, that's a story in itself. I mean, he got kind of lucky with that quick ad, but sometimes you got to scrape where you can scrape. So whenever you feel like, oh, I don't know, I don't have enough leads, my network is dry, guys, those are all limiting beliefs. So, yeah, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sipa. I'm out here in Minnesota, born and raised, and man, just want to take the first moment to express my gratitude, not just, for reaching the rank of 50K, because it was a long journey, guys, 4 years, 4 or 5 years, but also to every single person that was a part of my journey. Josh, Jay, obviously great, great mentors to myself and thousands of others. And every single person that, I was able to engage with, positively impact, hopefully, and even the ones that really, really helped me get to this point directly. And so, with that, guys, I'm not gonna take too much time. Some of the concepts that I'm gonna be talking about on this call, I'm just gonna be expanding upon on the Tuesday mentorship call, but. There's a few key factors that allowed me to get to this point, and I want you to take these points very, very seriously, okay? Because if you don't have these certain systems or these certain aspects integrated into your life, guys, it's going to be very, very difficult to get to this point eventually of getting to that six-figure income level, right? So one of the first ones, guys, and I'll tell you a couple of stories too, is commitment. Okay. And I'll tell you guys, for me, like even yesterday I came into the day with about like 14 yearlies in my organization left to go reach the rank. And so the night prior, I was seeing that. And this is when I really decided that I'm like, guys, like, I'm gonna go hit it. Before it was like, oh, Josh and Jay were like, get the rank up flyers ready, and I'm like, whoa, 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 in my head subconsciously, right? But then, when I really mapped it out, and I had some, great leaders hitting me up, obviously Josh, Jay, Joey, Maddie, Ali, they were motivating me along. They're like, I smell 50K. I don't know what's going on, but I think you're really close. So those guys, they hit me up, and I'm like, man. I can't let these guys down. They believe in me. I believe in myself too, but I just hadn't committed fully yet. And then when I really did, guys, obviously it came down to the wire. It was like 2, 3 minutes when I hit it left of the time. Since I'm central, it was 2 a.m. when the cutoff was. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. Buzzer beater. Shout out to everybody that helped get me to this point. But the point of commitment, guys, is that when you truly, truly commit to something, this is when the magic is able to happen. This is what I heard from one of my mentors. They said commitment creates creativity, right? Commitment creates creativity. And so along this journey, guys, this it's a long journey of, refining skills, mapping things out, auditing, seeing what's going good, what's not going good, changing things up, adapting, improving, right? And so, what I did along this journey was I was the type of person where, I would do some personal development, right? Learn some skills. I would watch some Matt Morris. If you guys haven't heard him, you should definitely check him out. And then I would go see, all right, well, this is how you cold market prospect. And even without this business, guys, I had a lot of reps just talking to people, building relationships, et cetera, et cetera. But when you want to convert that into business, that's a whole other conversation, right? And that's a whole other skill. So what I used to do, guys, I don't know if you guys heard of Applebee's, but Applebee's would have Dollaritas. And so during this time, I'm like doing consuming personal development. My team's not that big. And I would watch, okay, cold market prospecting or inviting by the phone. and then I would go straight to Applebee's with one or two of my people on my team, and then I would just go collect contacts, as many as possible. I would go there and I'm like, I commit to getting at least 5 contacts before I leave. And this is my main mission, right? And this is just practice grounds. I'm not there to eat. I'm not there to drink, only a little bit, right? But like I'm mostly there to collect contacts. So I get there and I do rounds. I circle around the entire thing. I'm acting like it's a nightclub. And this is Applebee's, right? And then so I'm walking around and then there's random people just sitting by themselves. There's this one dude, and then I'm like, I think, and I go approach them, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing sitting by yourself? You waiting for a date or something? And then you just got to try things, guys. And when you commit to getting those contacts, this is when you start to get creative on how you can go approach them. Because we all seen the scripts, the structures, what to say, guys. That's something where you learn, you apply, but once you've mastered it, guys, you just throw it away. You throw it away because you're able to gauge, what kind of person they are. You're able to adapt to their responses, and then you're able to give, a formulated response based off of all that. So, that's a little bit about like, the type of things that I've done to really level up my skill set, guys. And so I know that there's a lot of people taking this business serious. But if you truly haven't committed, guys, it's a new month, right? New month, March Madness, the craziest promo I have ever seen in my 4 or 5 years. This is where a 2x in your business is mandatory. That is baseline, right? This is baseline. For me, I'm looking for a 5, 10x in my business if I can, right? Now, um, I'm not gonna take too much time on that concept, but the next one, guys, is my standards. Okay, because what I've learned is that whatever goals that you guys have set for yourself, right? Number one, you should probably throw it out the window, throw it into the garbage, because you are probably underestimating yourself and your abilities to achieve these goals that are out there, guys. We're also capable, right? So capable, so much potential of achieving whatever it is we really set our mind to. So guys, if you really truly audit yourself, and look at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, eliminate the distractions, replace them with income producing activities, whether it's personal development or whether it's going to the gym, right? These are the things that are going to get you to the next level. Optimizing your time. I heard that, 6-figure earners, they work by like the hour. Millionaires, they work by like the 15 minutes or 30 minute or whatever, and then billionaires work by like the minute or something like that. So you want to really be able to optimize your time, but your goals that you have set for yourself, guys, it doesn't really matter unless your standards match those goals. Right? Your standards, guys. What you're really doing when nobody's looking, what you're really doing, and the key is doing, right? Whether it is, you're like, okay, well, I'm a high performing individual, or I can do this and that. I'm so skillful, right? Now, look at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and look at the outcome that's coming out of it. You know, this business especially, it's like it's delayed. The rank, the business level, your trading expertise level. That's all right now. It's an outcome of what you were doing like 3, 4, 5 months ago, right? If you just started, right? And obviously, I'll cut you some slack, but think about this and be proactive. What do you want your expertise level, your situation to look like 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now? If you're not going to put in the work now, guys, it's definitely not going to show up like you wanted to that time. All right. Now, standards, big, big thing. I would highly, highly recommend, guys. Josh and I did this back, 2, 3 years ago, when he was. We were all going on a 90-day run. We hopped off a 1K leaders call, and he was like, if you guys want to really take this serious, give me a call. And I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? At this point, I was a kid, I got my first crib at 19, and so I had too much freedom, and I was very social, I had a lot of friends, and just I allowed a lot of distractions to be a part of my life, and I understood this, I don't know, if I'm supposed to be talking about it, but I was smoking weed a lot, guys. At this time, I had a lot of friends over. We were smoking weed all the time. I was in full-time school, right? Full-time school. I was working a job. I was doing this business. I was failing my classes. I was still going to work on time and everything. I was a good worker, but not really because I got fired. But and I'm here at 9 p.m., with some of my friends, and we were just smoking. And I know I was failing my classes. And I look around and everyone's just on their phone, not talking about anything fruitful, right? And I'm like, what am I doing here? I should be doing homework, right? I ended up dropping out and everything, guys, but I had to level up my standards, and that came from my environment, that came from who I had around me, what I had around me, the type of stuff that I was doing, and that all encompassing concept right there is really what can help you level up those standards. All right. Now, last thing I'm going to be talking about, guys, is accountability. Right. For me, guys, with all this freedom that I'm talking about that I had, and it's not like it's like, 19-year-old freedom, right? But with all this freedom that I had, I knew that if I really wanted to take off in this business, I needed to have accountability systems. And so, Josh and Jay, I've had weekly check-ins with them. Right now I've got weekly check-ins with Jay. Josh, him and I worked so much together in like the front half of my career, and so he's always there whenever I need him to give him a call. But things like these calls right here, guys, the Super Saturday stuff. I have some people here at my house right now, and this started like 2 years ago. It was me, Josh, Jay, maybe one other person, right? And that was all it was for our team trainings, right? That was all it was. We had team in-person events every single week. I'm inviting to it. Sometimes I was getting one person, sometimes I was getting 50 people to show up, right? And so this is what I was doing to build my business brick by brick. Nobody else was here, right? It was just me, Josh, Jay, and I mean, the only other person was someone that I brought in anyway, right? And so, guys, there's no excuses that you can make for yourself. Right now, we have such an amazing opportunity where, not only on the trading side of things, we got prop firms, we got tap to trade, all these kinds of things, right? I didn't have any of that. Josh and Jay didn't have any of that when we first got started in this space, right? And on the business side of things, we have a slick onboarding system. We've got all our systems so dialed in, the trainings, all of it available for the new person to come in. And they should feel, guys, if they're a high performing individual or if they're at least competent, guys, they should be resourceful enough, right, to go and build this business as much as possible. Now, if you want to take it to the next level with accountability, guys, you need to raise your level of responsibility, right? I wanted to hold myself accountable by hosting my own team trainings in person. I've been doing it consistently for the last 2 years, right? Only time I'm not doing it is if I'm on vacation, right? But the people over in Scottsdale that were all the leaders, they know I ran the Saturday training still, even though I was out there, just on Zoom this time. This is a great thing about this business. Now, if you guys don't understand, the concept of like responsibility, because it's kind of ironic because a lot of us were in this business to achieve freedom, right? But this business, if you really want to achieve true freedom, guys, obviously first you have to develop into that person that's going to be able to receive all the blessings that come from these different higher level ranks, right? That's first and foremost. Now, secondly, guys, you need to raise your level of responsibility and hold yourself responsible to not only carry yourself in the right manner and lead people that way from the front, but also hold yourself responsible to helping others, guys, being a servant leader. And, that's one of the biggest things that I learned from Josh and Jay, guys. Some of the best leaders that I've ever met. I'm grateful that, we've become brothers along this process. And that's the beautiful thing about this business. So those are some key points that helped me along my journey to get to this point, guys. I'm not going to take too much more time. But next person is, I think, Jay, right, Josh? You? All right, cool. But yeah, guys, I said a lot about Josh. Obviously, you guys know he's an amazing dude. If you haven't, guys, if you haven't gotten connected, okay, he's someone who has high level standards, okay, and he wants to obviously work with the highest performing individuals. But if you are just coachable and teachable, have a burning desire to win and elevate, right? Show up, are consistent, guys. He is more than willing to work with you to help you facilitate that process to get you to that next level, guys, because he's just that type of guy. It's beautiful. I'm super, super grateful, guys. And yeah, if you guys don't know yet, please get near. All right, Josh, take it away, bro.
Hey, bro. Well, I just want to say I'm super proud of you guys. Drop. Oh, I think I just accidentally put Jay now. I'm gonna hop back on here real quick and say something real quick. Uh, but guys, real quick, drop some fires in the chat for Tippa. Absolutely crushing it.
We'll
Go,
be
go.
free,
Congratulations.
but I
You're
don't
an
know
absolute
where
god.
we're
Proud of you. Let's
going.
go. I was gonna say, man, I absolutely love I love that you said, obviously commitment, right? Because you won't get it done unless you commit. That's the reality of it. It's Jay talked about it on the leadership call. It's the word decide, right? Decision. The Latin root word is die, cut off, right? So Tippa cut everything off in his life to get it done. Okay. So it's super, super proud of you, man. You built your network, built your skills, and look at you now. You're at a full-time six-figure income in the house, baby. Let's go. So
Let's
that's
go.
hey, I told you when you got started, 3 to 5 years is what the average person takes to get to a full-time six-figure plus income, right? It's literally right on par, guys. And guess what? Now, if you stay consistent and keep working, you'll be at it forever and go higher and higher and higher. Okay. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Jay is going to take over the call. If you don't know who Jay Patnode is, he is a business partner I've had for 6, 7 years. He's a beast right there. You can see him. But he is one of the best traders I know. Okay. If you're brand new, just a couple things. One, make sure you go through whoever's team you got started on, go through their onboarding system, go through the onboarding system, get yourself set up. If you don't know what the onboarding system is, reach out to the person who got you started and say, "Hey, what's our onboarding system?" Right? And what Jay's going to do on this call is he's going to go over some potentially basic stuff, but more so for people who have been going through the academy, people who have been studying, been learning how to trade. Okay. But hopefully you guys, enjoyed Tippa's part. We'll pass it over to Jay and I'll see you guys here later on the call. Okay. Mr. Patnode.
Hey, I'm just removing pins. What's going on? What's going on? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Man, Tipper, I'm so proud of you, brother. This moment has been coming. We all knew it would happen. We all knew that you were not only capable, but that you would get it done, right? And so it's a very special moment. And this is why this is the best environment in the world, man. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. This is why I love this industry. People rally around other people. And I always say, cheer for everybody else because you want that same energy to be in return. Because when it's your turn, which it will happen if you stay in this long enough, then you'll get to feel the same thing. And I want everybody on this call to be able to feel these different things because it's a beautiful thing. But proud of you, Tippa. Make sure you're on Tuesday's call. He's going to drop all the secrets, all the sauce on how he got to where he has. And it's gonna be a beautiful call. So make sure you're on that mentorship call. But yeah, I want to shift gears here with you guys, and we'll talk about some trading stuff, and then we have some stuff on the back end. If you guys aren't aware of the March Madness promo right now, if you're brand new to the company, if you have people that are brand new, the first round is enroll one and you get April free. And so if you have people on your team that don't have their 3 and free, if you personally just got started and you don't know what the hell is going on right now, it is completely fine. But if you do want a free monthly membership, if you happen to refer one person between the times of now to the 7th, you get a free month of April, right? This is the first round. So if you just got started and you want a free account, I would take advantage of this now. I would message people. We're gonna talk about it, but we're gonna have multiple calls in place over the weekend and throughout the week for you to invite people to. And so if you want to get that done, I'm just gonna knock that out before I go through my training real quick. Make sure you are going through that in particular and getting that closed out so you don't have to pay for the month of April. Success loves speed, guys. And so I'm going to jump on here and I just want to break down. Put some ones in the chat if you're a month or a month or less into the business. Or yeah, a month or less into the business. Let's put some ones in the chat. Okay. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. Good amount. Perfect. Okay. So usually every single Saturday, we'll go on different in-depth trainings. But I want to just for today, I want to give you guys a roadmap, right? I want to give you guys a nice little framework that you can follow and some tools that'll help you within your trading just in general. And the very first thing is obviously if you haven't went to the academy yet, make sure you go through, the entire academy. But more so, once you get to the educator training series, everything within this game is consistency. Right? Everything within this game is consistency. It's being consistent and doing something consistent, not having 100 different ways to trade, but having one way to trade and consistently trading that, knowing that it's right. And so whenever you get here, you want to personally pick someone to trade with, right? Pick an educator to study. If you are in basketball, if you play basketball, you are studying the greats. You're not studying the average, right? So pick someone to model your game after. So they're each going to teach a specific way on how they trade. I really love Rich. I really love Joe. I really love Brent. I love all of our educators. These are the three that I usually push people towards in my personal opinion. But you have the ability to go work with anybody you want. Pick a strategy, pick a style, and then from there, you will have a framework, right? You can get on their live sessions. If you've been in the business for longer than a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you haven't started utilizing everything in the platform, if tap the trade is all that you do, well, I'm sorry to say that you're missing out on so many great aspects, so many great trades, so much education. And so I implore you guys to start getting on live sessions if you haven't. It's like going ahead and having the keys to the kingdom, and you have 4 keys, but you're only going into one part of the castle, right? You're only using 1 key. That's what happens when you're using Tap the Trade. You have 4 keys to the kingdom. You have live sessions, the academy, Tap the Trade, and trade alerts. Right? Utilize every single thing within the entire academy to get the best results. So that's just my touch up on that. What I'm going to cover here today, whether you're new or whether you're not new, but this is something that you can utilize within all of your trading. If you really want to get good, and I'll talk about maybe some concepts, but I want to talk about more so a base of what you need to understand when you're trading. You need to find your metrics, right? Trading is all data, it's all probability, it's all, it's viewing these graphs and understand what you look at. When you first get started, you have no idea. But what you want to do is find a context, right? The first entire thing is get a game plan in action. Get a strategy in action, right? Whatever you're going to do, right? Go to the educator training series, figure out who you're going to trade with, and now get your data. And so what do I mean by this? Say you are someone that wants to go ahead and pass a prop firm. A lot of us want to utilize prop firms. If you're brand new and you don't understand the concept, you are able to get money to trade with, whether it's 100 grand, 50 grand, $200,000, right? And from there, anything you make in profit, you can keep up to 90% of it, right? Very amazing concept to be able to leverage OPM, other people's money. We have the most valuable thing in the industry right here. But if you want to pass these prop firms, you need to understand your metrics, right? So say the first goal is 10% target profit before you lose 10%. Well, how fast do you think you're going to be able to do it? Well, let me just show you. It's not about how fast, it's about are you able to do it? So let's just say, for an example, every single trade you took that you went ahead and took was a 1 to 3 risk to reward. If you're not familiar with that is, risk to reward is I'm risking, let's say 1% in order to gain 3%. If I lose this trade, I lose 1% of my entire account. If I win this trade, I win 3% of my entire account. Awesome, right? Say that is every trade that you take. Your trading strategy is all 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Let's go ahead and say, how many trades would you now need to lose in a row in order to fill your account? At the very minimum. How many? Put it in the chat. How many trades would you need to lose? No, if every trade you lost was 1% risk. How many trades would you need to lose in a row? Let's go ahead and see. Let's see where my math people are. All right. 10 in a row, right? 10 losing trades in a row would mean you lose 10%, right? 10 losing trades in a row. Okay. Now, how many trades would you technically need to win in order to go ahead and past the first phase of your account, which is 10%. If every trade was a 3% win or 3% gain. Yeah, about right, about 4, right? 3 point something, right? Exactly. So now you're understanding the metrics. So you have to start understanding the metrics. Okay, well, let's go ahead and say now we're risking 0.5% per every single trade. How many trades would I need to lose in a row in order to 1.5% risk? Oh, how many trades do I need to lose in a row in order to fail my account? 0.5% risk. Who knows? Look in the chat. 20, right? So understanding, you want to see where you're at in it, right? You want to see where you're at in it. But just to take it in its entirety, if every single trade that you take is a 1 to 3% risk to reward ratio, if I go ahead and lose 3 trades or 3, if I only win 1 out of 4 trades, right? -1. So like this, -1, -1, -1, +3. What am I at? What am I at in my account? I'm at break even or no loss, no gain. And what is that percentage wise of winning? That is you win 1 out of 4 trades. That's a 0.25% win rate, right? So now you're telling me all I need to be is more than 25% of the time, and now I'm a profitable trader. This is what trading is about: is understanding your strategy, understanding your metrics within your entire platform and strategy. Because now you're telling me I don't need to be right 80-90% of the time. When traders tell you they have a 90% win rate strategy, I'm so sorry. It's most likely BS, right? You don't win 90% of the time, but you don't need to win 90% of the time. If you were right 30, you can be right while winning 30% of the time. You can be right by winning 40% of the time, 50% of the time. So always understand that you don't need to be right 90% of the time, even 80% of the time. But if you have a consistent strategy that you know is proven, that's how you become profitable. And so I want you guys to figure out whatever strategy you're going to use, back test, right? Look at data. You guys can see all of the charts. If I was to go ahead and go to any of these charts, you'll see back testing data. You'll see that all the stuff I've looked at over the course of however long, right? You can see that all this stuff has been here for a very long time. And so I want you guys to go find your metrics. What's the win rate of the strategy you're using? And do that by going back and back testing and looking and getting down your data so you know the exact amount of numbers and maybe the exact amount of time it'll probably take you to go ahead and pass or whatever it may be with your funded account or grow your account. But you won't go anywhere unless you actually practice the skills. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say for today. I do calls on Mondays as well, where I go down in depth on how I view the market. Obviously, we have the great educators that they teach every single day. So jump into the calls, make sure you're utilizing it. Make sure you're going ahead and sharpening your skills within this in itself, right? And if you really want to have success in this, dedicate a year to it. You're not going to become a freaking 6-figure trader within 3 months. I've only seen it happen once in my entire career within day trading, right? So dedicate yourself to a year, because if you can go ahead and dedicate yourself to the craft, you now have a skill that nobody else can take from you, right? Nobody else can take from you. You now have that skill for the rest of your life, and you'll be able to make money wherever you go. And now with the emergence of prop firms, you'll be able to leverage other people's money. Now it's not like you need capital to have success, right? We have the capital for you. So actually learn the skills, put the time work in, and I promise you it'll pay out. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Josh, because we have a couple more things for you guys that don't understand the promo. He's going to go over some of it and how we're going to help you guys crush it. Like I said, the very first round, all you need is one person. And if you already have one person, or if you already have a free account, all you need is one new person, right? If you already have a free account, well, help your people go get a free account. Help them get one so they don't have to pay a subscription, which allows them to prolong their journey within trading. Because the longer you're around, the higher likelihood that it is that you will have success and you will become a profitable trader, a successful business person. You'll have breakthroughs by being around the fire. And the only way you can be around the fire is obviously if you're in the academy, right? So with that being said, I'm going to pass it back to Josh. I'm going to allow him to break down some of it and what we have in place for you guys. And then you're also going to get to hear from my man Noah, who obviously you guys all know has been crushing this on a super high level. And so stay around. We have a couple more things that we want to talk about before we clear it up. It won't go as long as it usually goes, but stay here and stay tuned. So Josh, go ahead and take it back over, brother.
Yo, let's do it, guys. Guys, drop some sevens in the chat for Jay Patno. Absolutely beautiful. For those of you that don't know, I know he might have mentioned it, but he holds a chart training session every single Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time, I believe is when it is. Okay. 8 p.m., right, Jay? Can I get some J thumbs? Let's go. Cool. Awesome, man. So he holds a chart training session, guys, and I'm telling you guys, his strategy is dialed in, okay? But he is not an educator in Akashics. Okay. He's not an educator in Akashics. He's not the product and the service, right? This is just an additional thing that he's happening to be doing, on a weekly basis. Okay. So take advantage of it while it's here. But ladies and gentlemen, who's fired up for this March Madness promo? Drop some threes in the chat. Drop some threes in the chat if you're going to crush this. I've been doing this for over 2,000 days. I've been doing this almost 7 years full time. I've never seen a promo like this. Okay. If you were in the first company that I was a part of, ladies and gentlemen, I know some people on this call were. There were not promos like this. People were not winning like this. This is insane. This is an anomaly. So I'm super, super excited, ladies and gentlemen. Keep dropping threes in the chat if you're pumped up and excited for the March Madness promo. Let's go. Drop some threes in the chat.
Dirty soda in the styrofoam. Spill the daily, get my mind blown. Dress it up, you know the Nassau. 200 miles on the dash.
All right. I just had to play a little bit of March Madness real quick, okay? So the March Madness promo has officially begun. Okay, it's officially begun. I'm super pumped for this, guys. It's crazy. Like, we were just hustling all last night. We were hustling the whole last week to go absolutely bonkers, but now it's March 1st. It's time to do it all over again, okay? Literally the last 6 months, ladies and gentlemen, if you're brand new, the company has 12x'd. 12x, okay? In the month of February, thousands of people got started inside of Akashics, right? And understand, becoming an affiliate in this business and building this business, it is optional, right? But my common goal that I've, realized with a lot of other people in this business is financial freedom. That's really what the goal is. You want to be able to do the things that humans were put on the planet to do. Spend time with your family, explore the world, travel, try foods, right? Well, you have to earn your time back. You have to buy it back. And so that's why for me and Jay, when we got started in the business, we're like, dude, listen, we're going to learn how to trade and multiply our money. And we made a good amount of money in trading, guys. But we also wanted to create a guaranteed income that would, always be hitting our bank account no matter what. Okay. Because there's not always a good trade opportunity. There's not always good, investments you can do in the market at all times. Right. But what you can do is always have a guaranteed residual passive income that'll pay you forever. I want you to think about this. Me and Jay got started on December 18, 2018. Okay. December 18, 2018. We've had a residual income check for 6-7 years now. Every single week. Every week, just money that keeps coming. Okay. So absolutely beautiful, guys. Super excited for this promo. Like Jay was saying, all you need to do for round one, it ends March 7th. Okay. Round one, you need to have just one person get started in the business. That's it. It's one person. Okay. And you know what happens if you have one person get started? April's free. Usually you need 3 people to have a free subscription. Guess what? One person, you're going to get 1 free month. Okay. So this is round 1. In order to qualify into round 2, you have to complete round 1. Okay. Now, if you don't happen to complete round 1 by March 7th, having just one new customer join, right? If you don't happen to complete it and we enter into round 2, you can still go back and complete round 1 and then go complete round 2 as well. Okay. In all, really what the promo is, guys, is it's structured obviously between 5 different rounds, right? But to qualify for all 4 rounds, okay, so the first 4 rounds, it's just 10 people throughout this month in your business, okay? So I'm super excited for this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm going to go ahead and actually be passing this over to a good friend, mentor of thousands of people, right? I mean, dude, the first year in this business, he was talking on stage in front of thousands of people. So I've never seen anyone do it like that. He's an absolute stud. He lives out in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's hustling like, absolutely crazy, guys. And what's cool, man, is like I didn't get the opportunity to work with this individual when he first got in the industry. But guess what? Joey Wilson, obviously was there and taught him every single thing he knows. And the universe brought us all together. And now we're obviously all hustling. So I'm super excited, to be in business with this person. I'm super excited, obviously, to be able to run promos and crush them out together, right? It's absolutely beautiful. I think Noah has two accounts on Zoom in this call, so I'm gonna go ahead and co-host his other one. But yeah, he's an absolute, beast in this business. Okay, so he's gonna come up and talk, obviously a little bit about, what his experience with promos is like, what you can do to go out and absolutely crush it. And I know he's got some good stuff for you guys. Then at the very end, I have three announcements that I'm going to give you guys, okay, that we're going to be doing today, okay? So with that being said, Noah, the floor is yours, boss.
You replaced my spotlight? There we go. We're good to go. Well, I'm at the gym right now, and I should be good quality in terms of connection here. But I want to keep this short because I know you guys are already firing off a ton of good stuff. Obviously, you guys got to hear from Tippa. Shout out to you, bro. I'm 50K. That's great. That's awesome. I knew that was coming a long time ago, so it's just a matter of time. 100K loading. And I know there's a lot of other people on this call that are ready to take that next leap of faith and go out there and build a name for yourself, man. Facts tell, stories sell. And I think that's something I've tried to pride myself on, is getting to a point in this journey where my story is what people are willing to gravitate towards rather than anything else. And so I just want you guys to know that, like Josh said, when I first got started, there was nothing like this. Not only did the products and services suck inside of my first company, but there was no outlets for you to go out there and not just add to your business, but to multiply the numbers in your business with things like this March Madness promo. This is just insane. Like, if I would have done the same amount of work I did in my first company with this promo, I would have been at $5,000 a month in my first 45, 50, 60 days probably. And I got to a point where I was at $2,000 a month in my first 45 days in a crappy environment. So I encourage you guys to really take advantage of this, because it's not about being special or having more skill sets or whatever when you first get started. It's just having more energy. It's having more excitement. It's having more willingness to go out there and talk to people. That's all we do, man. Get excited about what it is you have to share with them. Go share it with them. And more and more people over the course of time will get in front of the information on their own, man, because what we have works. There's so many walking testimonials every single day from people that are getting funded all over the world, making profits on the charts, and getting real value. And the systems are crazy here, man. When I got started in my other company, one other thing I'll mention, there was no super Saturdays every single Saturday you could plug into. I was running my own team calls on Sunday just to try to provide value to the team. We were doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Here, I don't have to do any of that. All I get to do is play my role in the big team that we have and go out there and impact hundreds, thousands of people over a short amount of time. And so what I want you guys to start thinking about right now is what happens if you take advantage of this promo. Because I always reference this. People do what you do, not what you say. They follow your feet, not your mouth. So if you go out there and you knock out round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, and you work your way into that top 10 on the leaderboard for the March Madness promo, your team is going to do half of what you do. So if you guys are just getting started inside of this business, you have an untapped network, you're excited as ever. I know there's a lot of my guys down in Dallas who have been crushing it. Shout out to Nathan, Dylan, Charles, all of you guys. This is perfect, man. You guys have already been enrolling a lot of people. Now you have rank up posters and flyers up. There's a lot of other people inside of this community that are in the same exact position, right? You've gone and accomplished a little bit, but you still have people inside of your network you can share this with. This is perfect timing for you to go out there, to make a name for yourself, to do it bigger, better, faster than everybody else around you, and just capitalize on the opportunity, man. I always tell people it's like every 90 days inside of network marketing, there's something to push for, whether it's a promo, an incentive, you're closer than ever to the next rank. And it's not every single day. It's not every single week. It's not even every single month that you have to go put your pedal to the metal and go just 150%. Nobody can max out for that long. But it's a matter of you putting some nitrous in the tank for the next 31 days through March and going and earning your keep, man, at the table of the people that are where you want to be, so that you can then help other people. Because the key is, you can't teach people how to do something you've never done. So I can't teach people how to go and hit 250K affiliate because I haven't done it, right? But my point is, this is a chance for me, for Josh and Jay, for Tippa, and for all of you guys, a part of this community, to go out there and earn your keep, man. Go out there and use this promo to blast your business to the next level. There's been no other promo I've ever seen that's this well put together, that's this well marketed, that's this well programmed for you to put money in your bank account, volume in your back office, and I don't even know. It's just crazy, man. It really is. And I could go on and on and on and on and on the reasons you should push for this. But the number one reason that you should push for this above all else is because you're not where you want to be yet. And that was something that frustrated me like crazy when I first got started in this space, watching other people win. For me, I was a competitor. So if I was in your guys' shoes and I saw Tippa just hit 50K and he's no more special than me, right? Maybe he's been doing it a little longer, but why not me? Why can't I go out there and fast track this thing? Why can't I collapse time frames? Why can't I choose to put down the video games and the partying and the scrolling on social media and all of the things that don't last and go out there and find a way to do more in 24 hours than most people do in a week? Why can't I go out there and find a way to be more productive in a 6 to 8 hour span than most people do in 24 hours? That's all this comes down to, man, is just doing productive work, not busy work. There's a difference between being busy and productive. I think there's a quote by Denzel Washington. I'm going to mess this one up probably off the top of my head, but it says, like, don't confuse movement with progress because anyone can run in place. And that's the difference, man. You might be moving, you might be on the calls, you might be taking notes, you might be hopping on all of these different March Madness promos that we're going to be doing through the month. But what are you really doing to take your business to the next level? I was talking to Andrew about this yesterday because he just had a big month. He was at a point where he had been in a similar volume for a few months there, and then all of a sudden, boom, he gets his guy Charles locked in. Charles hits 5K in his first 30 days. Shout out to you, bro. And 3 more 1K affiliates down in Dallas. Now we're going out there, getting an Airbnb, running an event, going to put 60 to 100 people inside of a room here in about a week and a half. And just like that, it's began to progress. It's not like he's just moving, but there's 2 things you guys need in order to earn success inside of this space and get in the rooms of people like Josh and Jay. It's consistency more than anything, but it's progress, man. It's not just showing up on all the calls and being there. Being attentive, showing up is just half the battle. Whoever told you that showing up is majority of the battle is wrong, man. It's half the battle. Once you've shown up, now it's time for you to progress. Are you making forward moves? Are you moving the needle, right? That's all I've ever tried to do is be the person that every single day finds a way to get 1% better in my business, in my brand, in my health, in anything, right? And so I want to keep this as short as that, man. I want you guys to go out there, use the marketing we have inside of this company because it's the best I've ever seen, and blast it all over your stories. Put your face behind the camera, man. Some of you guys, I think, are too shy about that. Authenticity is more important than anything today in the marketing world, at least in my opinion. When I see somebody on TikTok or Instagram who's willing to put their face behind a camera and show authenticity, be excited, and express what they're excited about, to me, that's way better than posting profits that everybody's already seen. To me, that's way better than posting the same poster that somebody already shown. Get your face in front of the camera, man. Let your network and your audience know what it is you are actually excited about. And I can promise you, it will pay you tenfold. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I am where I am now. Not that I'm as where I want to be, but that I've progressed is because I've chosen to do things that most people are uncomfortable with. So that's where I'll leave this, man. And not just with getting your face in front of the camera, but in the next 31 days, force yourself to be uncomfortable every single day. Do something that you don't want to do, whether that's walking up to somebody in person in a gas station or someone that served you food, whether that's posting a reel on social media like I referenced, whether that's maximizing your social media messages 2 different times in one day. I was doing that for about a year straight on Instagram just so I could have more conversations because that's what we get paid to do. And it's that simple, man. I encourage you guys, go out there, collapse time frames, take advantage of this promo, because when you go take advantage of it and you work your way into that leaderboard, your team is going to follow suit. And I promise you, this is a chance for every single person in this group chat, every single person in this call, in this community, in this company, to rank up and to have everybody else inside of their organization do the same exact thing. If you're not ranking up in March, there's a problem. And for me, it's about to happen. For Josh and Jay, it's about to happen. And every single person on this call, you guys have a rare ability right now to take advantage of everything coming together at once. It's the perfect storm, man. It's the perfect season. There's so many cool things going on in and outside of the United States with this company. You got Josh and Maddie getting ready to, or Joey and Maddie getting ready to go on tour. I mean, it's just going to get crazier and crazier, man. So I want to stop it there. I don't want to take too much more time. Hopefully my connection was solid through this whole thing. On my end, it looked pretty good. But that being said, man, I'll pass it back to you guys. I don't know exactly who I'm passing it over to, Josh. So
yeah, you passed it to me.
Okay. And I don't think anybody needs much of an introduction when it comes to Josh. This dude's been running these calls for quite some time now, and I just got done edifying the shit out of this dude last week. So I'm gonna keep this short, man. This dude's the man with the plan. He's the guy with the systems. He knows everything there is to know about personal branding and network marketing and how you guys can go out there and excel inside of this business. He's helped me a ton. I wouldn't be here in terms of where I'm at least in Akashics, without him the way I see it. And we're all one big family. So blessed to be partnered with you, bro. And let's go tear up March, eh?
Let's go, March Madness, man. I appreciate you a ton. All right, guys.
Yes, sir.
Drop some sevens in the chat for Noah, man. Who got fired up from that? I know I did, man. I get fired up every single time he speaks. It's crazy. It's like we're both the same age. We grew up completely, in different areas, but we randomly got connected. So that's pretty awesome. I appreciate you a ton, Noah. Hey, if you guys go open up the Telegram chats real quick, go look at the Wi-Fi Money Telegram chat or the One Mission Telegram chat. Okay. Do you guys see what it is that we're about to do today? Okay. Our goal is to help you complete round 1 of the promo. All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have 2 back-to-back presentation calls today. Okay. There's going to be 2 calls today, right? It's going to be the same Zoom link as this. Okay. We're going to be doing a 4 p.m. Central Time call, right? And we're going to be doing a 7 p.m. Central Time call. Okay. This is your chance, your ability to leverage people who have been doing this for years and years and years to invite guests to the call so we can break down the information to them for you. Right. In the beginning, me and Jay, right, we were, not coachable and teachable. We didn't know what we were doing. And there was, Joey Wilson's nightly 9 p.m. calls that he was doing for years, right? But me and Jay were like, man, we're smooth, we're clean. We can go talk to people. Like we'll explain it ourselves. We were really bad at it, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't go learn how to do your own presentation, right? There's a quote I heard, you don't technically own your own business till you can do your own presentation. Okay. Until you can handle everything on your own, right? And not just like growth of your business, but like presentations, inviting people, setting new people up. You want to leverage the professionals, leverage people who've been doing this for almost a decade. And that's what we're here to do. Okay. We're literally doing this because we want to see as many people as possible crush round 1 of the promo. Just one person inside of the business. Okay. Now that doesn't mean you should limit yourself at one person. Okay. Guys, Don't let, the minimum of this promo be your maximum. That's what Matt said on the call, okay? You want to max out all of March. You want to push yourself all of March. Because guess what? If you want to go out and crush, the highest ranks possible, you can't limit yourself. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I want to share, guys, today at 4 p.m. Central Time and 7 p.m. Central Time. You guys are going to want to pack these calls out, okay? If you want to do your own presentations, you can. If you want to, send a YouTube video, you can. We're doing this as a resource for every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen, to put people on these calls, okay? So the link is the same one as this. It's wifimoney.biz. Right? I posted the information in the telegrams. We're going to be hosting this call coming up here at about 5 hours, 4 hours, however far away it is. Okay. So your goal is to reach out and prospect people. Your goal is to reach out and follow up with people who've been on the fence. Have every single guest you possibly can imagine, family, friends, coworkers, old sports team members, right? Old church members, Jay's tapping into the church community in Minnesota, right? Have them join this call and we're just going to tell them what we do and collect a decision. Hey, you in or you out? That's it. It's very, very simple. Okay. So super excited for that, ladies and gentlemen. And then the next thing I want to announce is on March 6th, inside of Minneapolis, Minnesota, we are going to be holding, a live in-person event. Okay. This is going to be Thursday, March 6th at 6 p.m. Central Time, okay? It's going to be held in that city right there, downtown, in a place called Open Book, okay? The venue, guys, is close to $1,000 in costs, so just keep that in mind that, we're putting this together for people, obviously, that are out here in the Midwest, in Minnesota, to bring their guests to a live experience. Imagine this, right? Naria and Tippa, they brought an individual named TK to one of those events. TK has put over 100 people on calls since he's gotten started, but probably over 100 people, right? So it's crazy, guys. You never know when you're one person away from an explosion in your business, okay? The people that you think will do it usually don't. The people that you don't think would do it, they make too much money. They're too successful. XYZ. They're the ones that go off and absolutely crush this industry at heights that are just unknown. Okay. So I'm super excited for this. I will drop the information for this Minnesota event in the group chats later today. Okay, I'll drop that in the group chats. The link for this, it's not set up yet, but it's going to be taptotrade.biz. That's the link you can send to have people get registered. I know Wisconsin's got some events coming up. I know Colorado's got some events coming up. I just heard Dallas, Texas. I love Texas, by the way. I know that Arizona's going to keep events going. There's events all over the entire country, guys. So I'm super, super excited. Very, very grateful for everyone on this call. Okay, I'll post the information. But if I were brand new right now, I'd think, okay, I'm going to get round one out of the way. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to get as many people on this 4 p.m. Central Time or 7 p.m. Central Time call as possible, okay? So let's make it a mission, guys. March Madness is going to be huge. This is, if you took this serious, your entire team can literally double this first week. Okay, your entire team can literally double. Okay, so I'm super excited, and I'm here to help too, right? Jay's here to help, Tippa's here to help, Noah's here to help. You guys aren't on your own, okay? You know, you all can reach out to me on Telegram. You can all reach out to me on Instagram. Same with all these individuals. You know, we're not gatekeeping information. That's why we do these calls. We're trying to give it away. We're like here. So super, super grateful for everyone. This is going to be a huge, huge month, and I will see you guys on the 4 p.m. Central call. Okay, Jay, do you want to share something?
Hey, yeah, and just to say one last thing, guys, if you really want to have a massive explosion in your business, these calls are what they're going to be for. The calls at 4, the calls at 7, you invite people to them, and when they go ahead and get started today, allow them to invite to the 7. Get their one person that they need to get done in one day, and so on and so forth. Then we're going to drop some times for tomorrow as well. We want to give you guys the opportunity to quadruple, go get 10 people within your first week inside of your business. So utilize this, and once they get started, we'll tell them on the call, hey, we're having another call in 2 hours. Invite whoever you know to this next call. Tell them they need to see something, and that's how we're going to have a massive explosion to start the first 2 days of the month and run throughout the week. So let's crush it. Let's crush round 1. Let's start it off big. We'll see the winners that win because they're going to put in the work and do what it takes. And I'm super excited to celebrate you guys as well.
Let's go!
We're the one that kept it cool without it. Start acting.
Let's go! Y'all